Hello students, in this video we will study the block diagram of generic microprocessor. We have already studied what is microprocessor, what are the units of microprocessor in the last video. We also discussed the block diagram of ALU, that is arithmetic and logic unit. Now in this video we will see the block diagram of generic microprocessor. Now as you know, we have microprocessor 8085 for studied, but before moving forward the microprocessor 8085, first we need to understand the various units which are there in generic microprocessor. So let's have a look on it. See this diagram. This is a diagram of generic microprocessor. This diagram is most important because this diagram comes for the exam to 4 marks. Now see the students, the question comes either to draw a block diagram of generic microprocessor or draw the block diagram of 8085 microprocessor. You should not get confused in between this because these two diagrams are totally different from each other. These diagrams I am showing you now is block diagram of generic microprocessor, and the block diagram of 8085 is different. Now let us concentrate on generic microprocessor. Your generic microprocessor is consist of following blocks. First, arithmetic and logic unit. Second, several register. Register is a place where we can store our data. There are different kinds of register present in generic microprocessor. First is instruction register, then accumulator, stack pointer, program counter, status register, data address register. Next block is instruction decoder. Next block is timing and control section. Next block is buffer and latch, and last block is interrupt control. We will discuss this block in detail. Your first block is arithmetic and logic unit. Now if you see the block diagram of generic microprocessor, you can clearly understand the upper part of your generic microprocessor is nothing but ALU, that is arithmetic and logic unit. So in last video we discussed arithmetic and logic unit, but still I will give you the recap of ALU. In ALU there is adder. Adder is used to perform addition, subtraction, increment and decrement of two numbers. Then complementer or shifter is perform rotate left and rotate right operation. Then temporary register, which is used to store data temporarily during the execution of program. Then next is accumulator. If you see the explanation of accumulator is an 8-bit register used to store 8-bit data. So length of your accumulator is 8-bit. In arithmetic and logic operation, result is always stored in accumulator. That's why accumulator is one of the most important register in microprocessor. If you perform any arithmetic and logical operation, then one operand is always stored in accumulator. The second is your status register. Here if you see the block diagram, here is your status register. A status register is called as flags, which consist of flip-flops that are set or reset according data conditions in accumulator, or we simply say whatever the result present in accumulator, according to that result your flags are set or reset. The generic microprocessor has two flags, 0 and carry flag. What is exactly 0 flag means and carry flag means, we will see or we will discuss in next video of flag register. Our third topic is data address register. As name say, data address register means this register is stored data as well as address. If you see the block diagram, here is your data address register, H and L. The data address register is a 2 8-bit register that can be used separately or as a combined pair. They are called as H and L. Means H and L separately you can use, or with pair also you can use to storing your data. Second, data is stored in this register. When used in pair, 16-bit address can also be stored. If you see one example, here is your H and L register. Here is one memory location C200H containing 20H data, the another location that is C201H containing 30H data. If you used your H and L separately, then it will store data only of 8-bit, means L store 20H, H store 30H. Then if you want to store address or of this memory location C200H, then you can use these registers with pair, means your lower order of your address 00 is stored in L register and your higher order of your location C2 is stored in H register. Now next is program counter. It is 16-bit register containing address of next executable instruction. It can be incremented or reset by the control section. If you see the block diagram, here is your program counter, which is always points to the next executable memory location. Then next is a stack pointer. If you see explanation, it is a 16-bit register containing the address of memory location called stack. Stack is read-write memory used for temporary storage, or we can simply say your stack pointer is stores all your memory locations and it always points to the current memory location of your stack. If you see the example, here suppose first memory location is C200H, then next memory location is C201H. Your program counter is always points to the next executable memory location, that is C201H, and your stack pointer is always points to the current memory location, that is C200H. Next is instruction register. Instruction register, it is an 8-bit register. The first byte of an instruction is stored in this register, means if you see the block diagram, here is your instruction register. In the 8085, whatever programs you write, it is a collection of the instruction. So your instruction register is always store the first byte of your instruction while executing the program. Now next is instruction decoder. Instruction decoder, see the explanation. This interprets the control of instruction register and determines exact steps to be followed in executing the entire instruction. It directs the control section accordingly, or we can say instruction decoder determines the exact step to be followed and it determines which instruction should be executed after which instruction. Then next is timing and control unit. If you see the block diagram, here is your timing and control unit. See the explanation. Timing and control unit, this section receives the signals from the instruction decoder to determine the nature of instruction to be executed. Timing and control signals are sent all parts of microprocessor, means it will send the timing and control signals to all the parts of microprocessor just to coordinate with the different parts of microprocessor. Our next topic is address bus. You can see in your diagram, Here is your address bus. What is mean by bus? Bus, address bus. Okay. Bus means what? The bus is used to transfer your data from one part of your microprocessor to other parts. The address bus is but obvious transfer the address of your memory location from one part to other part. The address bus is group of 16 lines generally identify A0 to A15. A0 to A15 is pin numbers of your microprocessor. It is unidirectional bus, that is bits flow one direction between microprocessor to peripheral devices. This address bus is unidirectional, so it transfers address from microprocessor to peripheral device. Next is data bus. If you see the block diagram, here is your data bus. Data bus is a group of 8-bit used to data flow. It is a bidirectional bus, that is bits flow in both direction between microprocessor and memory and peripheral devices. Data bus is used to transfer data from one part to another part, means it is bidirectional bus, means it transfer data between microprocessor to memory or microprocessor to peripheral devices. Then next part is buffer and latches. The buffer and latches, if you see the block diagram, here is your buffer and latches block. Latch is a flip-flop used to store one bit of information, and information is stored into latch by enabling the buffer. Okay, now this is complete explanation of your generic microprocessor. There is another part, that is interrupt control. Interrupt control is nothing but it is usually used to control the interrupt occurring during the execution of program. Then another section is clock. The clock regulates the speed at which it executed the instruction and also synchronize the microprocessor with other components. So this all the explanation of the generic microprocessor. Hope you all are understood this well. Thank you.